Rebecca Lobo on ESPN's.
Just expose how talented, important, and how rare Caitlin Clark is on the court.
We know how much Caitlin drives ratings. We know how much Caitlin drives attention on the WNBA. And for her to come back and do it in that way was just ridiculous.
It just shows how special Caitlin Clark is. This is a legendary player.
Caitlin is different. She's a GOAT. The CC effect is back.
She's not just part of the moment, she is the moment.
Rebecca Lobo just shut down all the hate with one powerful message. Caitlin Clark is doing things the WNBA has never seen.
Lady just said she's been around this league since 1996. She has never seen this.
I have never seen that in a WNBA game.
Talent, impact, and star power speak for themselves. Park scored 32, dished out 9 assists to become the first player in WNBA history to have 100 points, 30 rebounds. 30 assists in a player's first 5 games of a season if you're 100% behind. Caitlin Clark, drop it in the comments right now.
Is the one.
No comparison to Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is the most must-watch basketball player in world basketball right now. There's nobody that does what Caitlin Clark does.
How special and rare Caitlin Clark is.
She's the biggest
basketball star in the world not named. LeBron and Steph win. Rebecca Lobo, who's been part of the WNBA since nearly day one, says she's never seen anything like that. It's Caitlin Clark. That means something on ESPN's First Take. Lobo couldn't hold back her amazement after watching Caitlin's return performance against the New York Liberty. And
I'm sitting there at the end of the first quarter when she had that 38-second stretch where she drained deep three after deep three after deep three. I was just sitting there thinking, I've been around this league since 1997. I have never seen that in a WNBA game. Have we?
After missing 19 days due to injury, Caitlin stepped back on the court and lit it up like no one ever has in just a 38-second stretch. During the first quarter, she hit 3 deep threes in a row, each one from over 30 feet. It wasn't just a hot hand, it was a statement.
Go on runs, of course we have, but not like that. Not where a couple of the three-pointers are from 30-plus feet. It was an exhibition by her after being out for 19 days to recover from an injury.
Lobo describes sitting there stunned, thinking, I've been around this league since 1997. I have never seen that in a WNBA game. That's coming from someone who's played with and covered legends like Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, Lisa Leslie, and Maya Moore.
Player that's seen Cheryl Swoops. This is a player that's seen Cynthia Cooper. This is a player that has seen Lisa Leslie, Maya Moore. This is a player that has seen Diana Taurasi, Della Dunn. This is a player that has seen all the stars, fam, all of them, and still can sit here right now and say she's never seen anything like Caitlin Clark. Out of all those players, out of all those years, nobody has ever looked like Caitlin Clark.
This is a player that's seen Cheryl Swoops. This is a player that's seen Cynthia Cooper. This is a player that has seen Lisa Leslie, Maya Moore. This is a player that has seen Diana Taurasi, Della Dunn. This is a player that has seen all the stars, fam, all of them, and still can sit here right now and say she's never seen anything like Caitlin Clark. Out of all those players, out of all those years, nobody has ever looked like Caitlin Clark, but Caitlin's performance didn't just match what those legends could do, it shattered expectations. Lobo emphasized that this wasn't normal. It wasn't just the distance of the shots, it was the fact that Caitlin was pulling up in full sprint. No hesitation, no slowing down, just pure confidence. In ridiculous range, the comparison naturally came up Steph Curry, but even Lobo noted that what makes Caitlin stand out is her ability to shoot those bombs while sprinting forward at top speed. Something not even Steph or Dame consistently does. Talking about Steph Curry, and you said he's the greatest shooter God ever created on Saturday, Caitlin Clark. Certainly looked like that her words weren't sugar-coated praise, they were. Historical context, Lobo called it ridiculous for her to come back and do it in that way was just ridiculous in exhibition, and admitted that as someone who watches this league closely, she had never seen anything like it. She shoots and makes shots from 36 feet, the effortless charisma, the awkward but honest. Interview, she grabs you without any gimmicks, captivates you without chasing clout, that kind of genuine Eric respect. Coming from a former player and respected. Analyst isn't just a compliment, it's a mic drop Rebecca Lobo didn't just highlight. A few flashy moments, she broke down why. Caitlin Clark is already rewriting the standard for greatness in the WNBA. Let's talk about her return game in full context after. Nearly 3 weeks off due to injury, Caitlin Clark stepped back onto the court and dropped 32 points. Caitlin Clark, even being out for those 3 weeks, did something on the basketball court that I've never seen a player do in the WNBA, and that was that stretch that you were just talking about, that 38-second stretch where she came down and hit not just 3 threes, but 3 bomb threes. And she did it in the first quarter where the New York Liberty had an 11-point lead in Indiana.
Needed her to come out and do that.
To kind of get back into the game, her passing was on point, her scoring, shooting an insane 55% from the field and 7 of 14 from 3. Caitlin Clark is the best long shooter ever created. There is nobody that can shoot from that distance like Caitlin Clark, but that wasn't all. She also recorded 9 assists, becoming the first player in WNBA history to notch 100 points. 30 rebounds and 30 assists in the first 5 games of a season. That's not just a good rookie start, that's historic. And remember, this wasn't a quiet stat-padding performance. It was loud, it was electric. She stepped onto the floor against a top-tier team like the Liberty and instantly shifted the momentum. That 38-second stretch in the first quarter where she hit 3 30-foot bombs. There's nobody else in this league. Yes, other players can go for 30, yes. Yes, that's true. That wasn't just a highlight reel. It was a warning shot to the league. She wasn't just back. She was better than ever. Lobo went beyond the stats to break down why Caitlin is different. She pointed out something crucial. Most elite shooters need space and rhythm. Caitlin doesn't. She can hit long-range threes while sprinting full speed. That might not sound like a big deal until you realize even Steph Curry, the gold standard of shooting, usually needs a setup. Lobo mentioned Steph's legendary game winner from near half court against OKC and how people still talk about it a decade later yet. Caitlin does shots like that regularly. She's not copying Curry. She's evolving the art of deep shooting. Her gravity is different to even that of Curry. She doesn't have the ultimate gravity of Curry, but I've never seen a person sprint in those shots like Caitlin. And this isn't just about range, it's about gravity. Lobo explained that. When Caitlin is on the court, defenders stretch out farther, creating more space for her teammates. That level of impact isn't common, not even in the men's game. Her mere presence changes the way the defense functions. Caitlin Clark goes full speed. Straight and pulls up. She will pull up on full speed. There's nobody that does that. And her ability to collapse defenders while still dishing out dimes makes her the rare of elite scorer and elite facilitator. That's the part people forget. She's not just a shooter, she's a true point guard. She was the best guard in the leagues who creates plays just as easily as she finishes them. Lobo even reminded viewers that Caitlin was already 4th in MVP voting last year. As a player, you know. She finished last year 4th in MVP voting, and that she's currently the 2nd favorite this season, right behind Infisa Collier. That's almost unheard of for someone in just her first full year in the league. The leap from college to the pros is supposed to be hard, but Caitlin makes it look effortless, and it's not. Just because she's talented, it's because her game is built on vision, pace, and basketball IQ that goes beyond raw skill. This is why the hate from players and coaches trying to downplay her is not only wrong, it's embarrassing. You can't deny what's in front of your face. She's breaking records. She's drawing the highest ratings. CC is carrying the entire league. So in 2024, she averaged 16. 5 points per game, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. She shot 37% from the field and 31.8% from 3. Now, if you look at her preseason in 2025, she only played 2 games in this preseason, and 1 was against that Brazilian national team. She played 21 minutes. She averaged 14. 5.6 assists, 6 rebounds. She shot 5% from the field and 50% from three-point range. She's bringing in new fans, and most importantly, she's making the WNBA must-watch basketball. So when someone like Rebecca Lobo, who has seen literally every era of women's basketball, says Caitlin Clark is doing things we've never seen. You better believe that's not hype. That's truth. Steph White took her out a little bit more. Gave her a little bit more rest than we're accustomed to seeing from Caitlin Clark. She still played 30 minutes in the game, but that she had no rest, had a performance like that, and you could see the joy on her face, especially in that interaction you saw with Breanna Stewart about how happy she was to be back on. This is where it gets real. The criticism, the cold shoulders, the rough fouls, the dismissive interviews, everything that's been thrown at Caitlin Clark since she entered the WNBA. It's not about her talent, it's about jealousy, and whether they admit it or not, that jealousy has spread through parts of the league like wildfire. But Rebecca Lobo, she just stepped in and called it what it is: undeniable greatness, and in doing so, dismantled every excuse those jealous players and coaches have tried to lean on. Let's break it down, Wanba. Veterans, coaches, and even some execs have acted like Caitlin's spotlight somehow disrespects Bex.